This episode of Muddy River Gems is brought to you by Dot Foods.
I think what it comes down to is the culture and the people.
Our culture here at Dot is like no other. I've never experienced anything like what I've lived with for the last 12 years.
Dot is very diverse.
It is truly a family-owned business, but it is a family inside and out.
You always feel like you matter and you play a big hand in the pot.
There's so many opportunities to make a difference at Dot and really contribute to the success of the organization.
History is certainly the priority of the Quincy Adams County Historical Society, but sometimes you have to think of the future too. Join us on this edition of Muddy River Gems, brought to you by Dot Foods. Tony Crane, we're about to see a real, true facelift of the Historical Society Museum, aren't we?
Yes.
And this is going to be brand new to the people watching this program, to the people of Adams County, and to everybody that comes to this museum from outside Adams County.
That's correct.
What are they going to find when they come?
Well, Mark, it's a situation where this library is a beloved old building for the community. It was the free public library when it was originally built in 1888. And I mean, growing up here, I remember going there as a kid in the children's library area, in the reading rooms, and it's just a very cherished building.
Yeah.
And the Historical Society's been proud to be able to help maintain this and preserve it for the community. But yeah, the issue is in 1888, they didn't have that many restrooms, and they were all in the basement. They had 9 steps up into the building and then 26 steps up to the main reading room space, which is our main activity area now. So access and to that for the handicap, but just generally elderly folks that come in and just say, I'm not going to climb that 26 steps. And then toilet rooms, handicap facilities where they're needed on all floors and not just down in the basement.
So during the course of this program, we're going to, one of the architects who's designed this is going to take us through, and we're going to get to see the ins and outs. But basically, I guess what we're dealing with a new entrance, which would be from the parking lot level.
Right.
And then no matter what your access disabilities may be, you're going to be able to get in and enjoy the museum. You go right in, and an elevator can take you up. Or if you're already inside and you want to use the restroom, an elevator or stairs can take you back down.
Exactly.
So let's walk around and see what's going on, because this is a huge addition to a huge building.
Yeah. Well, I know that we're right catty corner across the street from the Lincoln Douglas debate site, and so we've had very good relations with all of the Looking for Lincoln folks and a lot of other agencies and organizations in the town that also promote our history here. So,
and one of the challenges, I think, and you know this as an architect, is joining this new addition to an old stone building like this.
Very sensitive, yeah. And I think it's important that in historic restoration and preservation, you don't want to try to imitate it with today's materials. You want to define where there's a clear break. Well, this is the original building, this is a later addition. Because if you try to copy and miss, it's worse than trying to make a designation and
at the
delineation.
same time, it has to feel like it belongs.
That's exactly right. It has to tie in, and it has to work well with the existing space.
While we're here on the outside, let's just take a look inside.
Okay.
We're going to tease our audience a little bit because we are going to go in later, but let's go take a look inside.
We'll be going through the new main entrance, and the actual 4th and Main steps dump you right out on the intersection. So now we're going to have a city parking lot here, with handicap spaces and access ramps, and you'll be able to park, and especially school groups. We entertain a ton of.
Oh, which a bus can pull right up here.
And we have 4th and 5th and 6th graders in our building every school year as part, and for the entire county. And it's our docents work that and give this history to all the school-age kids in the county. So.
Let's just poke our heads in, and we'll come in later with hard hats, etc. But
this will all be a flush entrance.
Yeah. Wow.
And then, and these are tall. The old floor-to-floor spaces of the original library, of course, were tall ceilings. So here's our stair egress. It's also an access.
So that's new. That's all new too.
This is all new, and this provides.
This will be an elevator shaft.
This is the elevator shaft, right?
Okay.
You come right
so
in
what
here.
you do is you walk right in the main door, and boom, you're right there. Okay.
Right. And there'll be some signage and things directing you for some wayfinding, and we'll probably have a reception area up there on that intermediate floor.
Right, and you presently have that up the stairs at your in the old building, right?
Yeah. Only this way we'll be able to get up there with
very nice
handicap access.
Well, we're going to come back here when the architect is here, and he's going to be able to show us all through this addition. But for the time being, what we really would like to do is go into the old part of the building and talk about why this was necessary, how the funds were raised, all those kinds of things that go into putting a project like this together, which I'm sure was years in the making.
It was. Yeah.
Okay, Tony, now we've just come in the main entrance to the History Museum. Come up 10 big steps. Okay, now we're the lobby where you would enter, and it's kind of daunting because if you look around, then if you want to go up to the stained glass exhibit, you got another 20 or so steps
26.
to go. 26. You counted every one of them.
Yeah.
So that's really what this is all about.
That's
is making
exactly
it possible for people to get in here without a lot of trouble.
Right. Initially, just to get into this floor, this building, which is the old original library entrance. And we have our gift shop in here, and then our exhibit spaces in the back. But then all of our main activities are up there, our public activities, our main meetings, our annual meetings, our presentations and things we do for the community are all in that space, and that's a magnificent space. But we just had people starting, hey, I'd love to go, but I just can't get up there. So we temporarily, until this project's completed, have moved that type of those functions for our use here out onto more modern.
Well, let's go in and see how that's actually going to work. This
sure.
all ties together pretty cleverly. One of your main exhibit spaces here, and if you look straight ahead, you can see how the new addition is tying into, for mobility reasons, tying
that's
into this
one of the
floor.
access points that will be from the new addition. And we have these gallery spaces, this main exhibit area, like I said, our gift shop back there. And then this was really sort of a back of the house type function originally, but we're bringing that all into first class exhibit space now too, which was another addition, a 1921 addition.
Well, we'll go in there in a minute, but this would be where the elevator comes up and people can get off.
They come up to a small lobby, and then they can walk right in here. Likewise here, this is going to be all access as well. These are temporary doors up here now, but we had to, cut through the old stone wall there to exterior stone wall, and that'll be directly. You'll come up those stairs or up that elevator, and you can come right in here or right into that.
Okay, let's look at the drawing here that you put together. As I said, you are an architect, so you had a lot to do with helping put this whole plan together.
On that main level, basically, what it is you come up this stair and elevator, and you'll be able to just come right in this space here, which is this exhibit space, which is that opening there that's temporarily blocked up during construction, or right through these doors, which is that entrance we just saw there. This is the wood addition, Ernest Wood addition, which is where our Lincoln Gallery is going to be now. And then the gift shop's up in here. Our old main entrance is here, so we're literally reversing the entrance to the west side, where there's a nice 100-car parking lot on the west side of the building. It's a city parking lot we'll be able to use during the weekends and so forth.
Okay, I think we were standing in that parking lot, were we not? Okay.
Yes, and so that'll be nice to, especially for our school-age kids and the school districts in the county, dropping buses off, dropping the kids off. They get right in the building, they can go up the stairs or up the elevator and get into to all.
Okay, and that's the
spaces.
level we're on now, or
Yes,
is that okay?
yeah.
And the main level is one up from where we are.
Actually, this is the main
This
level.
is the main level. Okay, that's where we are now.
Yeah, this is where we are.
And then the second level would be the one we saw, those 26 steps upstairs.
That's right. That
Okay.
comes up here, and that's our big stained glass gallery, which is where we have all
your
our
addition with the elevator is going to tie into there.
That's
okay,
right.
To
That's
the back
all
of that.
right in there. It goes right into that stained glass gallery area.
The last time this building was added onto was 104 years ago.
Yes.
And you're also redoing that, aren't you?
Yes.
And this is what you called the Wood Edition?
Yeah, Ernest Wood was a local architect. The original building was designed by Patton and Fisher. It was a firm out of Chicago that sort of specialized in institutional type buildings. And Patton and Fisher had a style. They liked the Romanesque revival style. And just down the street, a half a block, the Bull Bank, we call it, which was the State Savings and Loan, was owned by the Bull brothers, Lorenzo and Charles Bull. They did a like 4-story Renaissance revival or Richardsonian Romanesque building there. And apparently Lorenzo was so impressed with Patton Fisher out of Chicago, he was chairman of the library board at the time.
I knew that name
he
from
founded
somewhere.
one of the founding members of the library, public library in Quincy. So he also engaged them to do this project.
Is that building still there?
Oh yeah,
it
doing
is.
well. Yeah, it's doing well. It's in private hands, of course, but
Okay, so this and this is going to allow you to. You say that's going to be a Lincoln Gallery room. It's going to allow you to expand your gallery space as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Good.
that has to be a real secure space and separate HVAC systems and everything.
Yeah, because you have to store expensive materials.
Well, the Lincoln Gallery, we've got some Lincoln artifacts that are very, priceless, basically.
Right, priceless,
that we have from him staying in Quincy with Orville Browning and some other folks at the time. And things that we don't want to let go of. We have loaned to the Illinois State Museum or the Lincoln Museum Lincoln Library Museum over in Springfield, and things like that.
And you want them back.
Well, yeah. Well,
You bet.
But yeah, we coordinate with them and cooperate with them quite a bit. So yeah.
Tony, the stained glass gallery is a huge draw, and all you have to do is walk into it to just see why people want to be in here.
That's right. It is. It's our main space for outside functions, and bringing people in for activities and functions. And it's the old reading room, the main reading room, the open.
And stained glass fits so well in here because it almost looks like a church ceiling, doesn't it?
It does. Yes, it does.
It's just beautiful.
But again, these were collected during a period of time after the public library moved out in 1974. Jay Gardner and his father Jack from Gardner Denver Company here in town stabilized and saved this building until the Historical Society took it over from them. And he collected all these items. It was the Gardner Museum of Architecture and Design, and he collected artifacts around the town of local buildings, either in Quincy or Adams County, and collected them and restored them. And of course, install them in the exhibit space.
One of the hard things to do is you don't always have a window where you want to put a stained glass. And it has to be backlit. If it's not backlit, you don't get anything from it. So there's a lot to putting this on exhibit.
Yes.
And if we look over here again, we can see, okay, there's another opening to the new addition. Huh?
That coming, now you'll come up the elevator and come right through that entrance into this space. And out there will be 2 handicap accessible restrooms and a staging space for catered deliveries, and of course our elevator and stair tower, and then that would access into our main room here. And this room will still be used probably for exhibits, but it could also be for a food line or something if there's going to be food service up here. And sometimes we'll have businesses and organizations and agencies in the area who will want to rent this space for a function of their company.
And you encourage that.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody needs that.
Definitely. And now we really can give them a first-class space.
A catering company can have access.
Getting access to the space.
So this had to take years to plan this.
It did.
But first you had to determine this is what we need and this is how we could accomplish it. When did that process start?
It started basically back in about 2016, maybe even before that, 15, 16. And then we actually, our local arts, Quincy Society of Fine Arts, or Arts Quincy it's called, in conjunction with the Historical Society, wrote a grant, a state grant through the Illinois Arts Council. And that was funded, or it was not, it was approved and appropriated in 2018. And so basically that was for $1.5 million.
Wow.
And that was going to cover most of the cost of our new addition. Well, what happened then is a couple years later, as the legislation was being approved and reappropriated by the General Assembly, COVID happened in 20.
Yeah.
That stopped everything, of course.
Yeah.
And if anyone knows anything about going to the grocery store or anywhere else today, following COVID, inflation just went crazy.
Especially with the products that you would need to build this.
That's right. The construction costs have just gone crazy, and everybody knows it. I mean, everybody's still adapting and adjusting to it. And so we didn't receive any funds. The first funding we received from the state, they were giving us in partial payments, was 2024.
Wow.
So from 18 to 24 is when all this happened, and in the meantime we were planned, and the money was designated for us through the state legislature, so we were in good shape there. But now, instead of 1.5 million taking us all the way, it's about double that. It's about 3 million now.
And you have to raise that money.
And
the nice thing about the grant is, once you have that in hand, you have something to raise money for, don't you?
You better believe it. Yeah. And we have been doing that. There's a local, our board has a committee that's a capital campaign committee, and we've been going. We've had a lot of success so far. We've raised about $500,000, you know. Terrific. So really, we've got about $2 million of the $3 million needed. And there's a little other expenses too, with fees and other things that we're going to need to do, equipment, furnishings, fixtures, equipment, things like that. But we're in the process of a fundraising capital campaign right now, and a lot of folks working hard on that, and we've had some very generous donors.
Well, you have something to show them. I mean, you can take them here, and you can actually show them.
That's right.
And you can show them a rendering of what they're going to be paying for.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, we've been very fortunate, and I think everyone knows, you know, our age, the historical societies, they're not one to spend a lot of money. We've never really had a capital campaign for, like you said before. We haven't put on a building addition here since 104 years ago. But we also maintain the John Wood Mansion at 12th and State. That's wholly owned by the society, and a visitor center, which is a research area for history research, library, and meeting areas and administrative areas for the facility. And so, we maintain a good amount of property. Very fortunate. Membership is our most common way we have annual memberships. Sure. A lot of members that support us well, and other donations over time, and then now, so running a capital campaign is very unique for this organization because we've never had to. When this building was taken over, basically by the Historical Society, it took them 2 or 3 years to figure out a working plan how to reopen it and prepare it and get it ready. And so, we've been very frugal with everything. We run a tight ship on finances. And fortunately, the community, Quincy and Adams County, keep us afloat and keep us going. So,
We'll be back with more about the History Museum on Muddy River Gems, brought to you by Dot Foods, after this.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Why work at Dot?
You could list out individual qualities forever.
There's a lot of opportunities. They take care of the employees, they take care of the community.
So our pay, our benefits, it's competitive. Time off, tons of flexibility.
They're willing to work with you to help you advance.
Will Klingner, your architect on this job at the Historical Museum. This is going to be the new entrance. You and I are standing. The first thing people would see when they get into the new entrance is this right here. Of course, there'll be a door here, and this will look a whole lot better. But this is it, right? This is what they're going to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as new patrons come into the museum, they're going to go in the front entrance right over here, and luckily we'll be greeted with an elevator that's going to be right here to our right, and the stairs to the welcome desk over to the right, over to here to the left. So, we're lucky enough to be able to have everybody that comes in the museum enter on a ground level, so there's no stairs that they have to traverse to get in, unlike the old entrance that has those 9 limestone steps to get up to the existing building. Now they come in off that ground level, right off the parking lot, straight into the museum.
Okay, well, let's go up that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they'll walk up here. If they choose to walk, they could take the elevator if they want, but they could go to the welcome desk on this main level.
Yep. So once you come in through the entrance there, the welcome desk is going to sit here. So when you walk in through that main entrance, that welcome desk will be right there at eye level, so there'll be no problem getting to where you need to go. Those that need to use the elevator, we've got an elevator lobby over here to our right, and those folks can come in, and the elevator is going to be 4 stops. So coming on the ground level, they'll be right here at the main entrance. They can get off. They can get off at the second level, and then those are going to be the basement. So all those exhibits and stuff that are stored, we can get those up and down to the 4.
Oh, that's going to be really helpful. Yeah, because they don't have that right now. They have to carry everything, don't
Everything
they?
is being carried in and up those stairs and everything like that. So we have a lot of storage in the basement with a lot of great artifacts. It'll be a lot easier to get those up and down.
And you know, you're very sympathetic to that because you were on the board of the Historical Society, right? So you know what carrying that stuff's all about.
Yeah, as a working board member for the Historical Society, you know, we have to put those muscles to good use.
Absolutely.
So I'm a past board member, and so I'm really excited to be part of this.
As the architect, let me ask you a question about this because I find this fascinating. We're looking at how you're joining the new addition to this old 1888 stone.
Yeah.
That's got to be kind of a trick, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. So this is going to be the dune connection between the old building from 1888 and the new building from 2025. So a lot of different materials, as you can see. So you get that juxtaposition right here of the steel structure, the steel framing of the new building, and also the old limestone structure of the existing building. So it's going to be quite the entrance here, but we're excited about making sure that it happens.
It's going to be interesting for our audience when this is finished later in the year to either drive by or come by and look and see how they look together, the new addition with the old building. You can't really tell now because the siding's not all up, but it's going to be interesting to see how that looks together.
Yeah, definitely. One of the points of the design of this particular building was to minimize those connection points between the old building and the new building. We don't want to distract at all from the 1888 Romanesque structure. It's a beautiful, iconic building here in Quincy. So when you're standing on the square, one of the intents of this new addition is to make sure you don't see it at all. It's going to be kind of disappear behind the old facade of the 1888.
So you had to really figure out the angles and the viewing angles from which that people were going to see from Washington Park, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit of geometry involved in all of that to make sure that it's tucked away at the right distance and the right angle. So you can see, if you look over here on this side of the building, it's a 45-degree angle. So it's going to tuck squarely behind the facade of the old building.
It hides, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Let's go upstairs. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
After you.
I'll show you the way. So this is the new enclosed emergency staircase. If anybody remembers the old building, there was the exterior emergency staircase that was here before.
Right.
Bit of an eyesore. It was a bit of a security concern, a bit of a safety concern. That's been removed so we can see that exposed limestone on the west side of the old building. And now we have an enclosed
It's a big
staircase.
improvement. It certainly is.
Fully code compliant and interior here.
And so we are going from the main floor to. You say there are two floors above this, or
one floor above this.
This will be the top floor.
This will be the main floor, or the second floor here. So again, we're going to have a connection with the existing building over here. So really one of the goals with this second level is to allow for some additional events and things to be held up in this space, because the existing space has that big grand staircase. That's the only way up to the second level. Now we've got elevator, now we've got emergency staircase. and we can host those great events in that beautiful stained glass gallery place.
We were talking about that while we were inside the old building. We were talking about how what a challenge it is for instance, if you have a caterer and you want to have a meeting or a dinner or some kind of a get-together there, there's nowhere for that to happen, no way for them to get the products up and down.
Yeah, again. Absolutely. So the elevator is going to help them bring those catering trays up and down. They can sit up here, like kind of outside of the actual event hall, so not in the way of all the events and things that are going on. And people can get their food and things out here and then go back and enjoy the event. Windows are going to be this entire side of the building here. So you can imagine, getting that food, getting that having some catering space here, and enjoying that nice
that was
view.
going to be a question I should have been able to figure out myself. But where we're seeing this white plastic, that's all going to be glass.
Yes, all going to be glass. So these on this level, on the second level, and on that main level there, this corner is going to be glass. So you're going to get some
really
great
nice views.
Oh yeah, fantastic views.
Okay, now you've been working on this project for 10 or 11 years?
Yeah, just about a decade.
Wow. Okay, and now how does it feel when you stand here with us and you actually know it's going to happen?
I mean, it's really mind-blowing because I came back to Quincy about in 2014, and this is one of the very first projects I worked on after my graduate program at the University of Iowa. So to see something come from very baby concept all the way to this, what we're standing in today, it's really something special. So I appreciate the support of the community and of the Historical Society to make this happen.
Yeah. Well, listen, thanks for the tour. This has been very interesting. I think the audience is going to love to see what they can only see from the outside right now and get a chance, a feel for how it's all going to work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And before you leave, you might want to check out, if you can sneak out the window here. I don't know. You probably can't step all the way out because we don't want to go underneath the ladder.
All right.
But this is going to be the rooftop deck, so you can get a little sneak peek of the view that we're going to have. Some river views there, and some.
That's a great idea.
Great to be able to kind of just amplify those events and things that we host at the museum by having some outdoor space up here, and getting people some fresh air.
I can see having a little garden out here and being able to look down at the river and terrific.
Absolutely. And new restrooms, of course, for the event space as well. So don't have to traverse those stairs up and down to use the restrooms.
Thank you, Will.
Absolutely. Thank you.
They've waited a long time for this project to come to fruition, but the wait is almost over. Expect the new addition to be completed by the end of the year. With another Muddy River Gem brought to you by Dot Foods, I'm Mark McDonald. Thanks for watching.
This episode of Muddy River Gems was brought to you by Dot Foods.